Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and I hope you're doing fine. So today we have another episode about, covering all the news about beautiful lights. So this is part 4 or 5 or something like that. I think we have already a playlist for that if you want to check that out. As always, what I'm going to show you today, and as you can see, it's quite a bit. Everything is work in progress, obviously, so if you see something that is not super smooth, they're working on that. As always, timestamps in the description below, so if you want to jump to only certain topics that pique your interest, you can do that, obviously. And with that, let's get started. Now, we saw this fella already a while ago, the Sheitan, so we only saw screenshots and concept art last time. Now he's actually coming to life and he looks super goddamn terrifying. Now, I don't know what the special abilities will be from this guy, but very long legs, so probably super fast. Maybe he can jump pretty high, and these claws look pretty gnarly. So this is the walking animation, but there's also a running one. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I also love it that you have like these small screams in between there to break up the, well, kind of repetitive run animation there. I hope they're gonna do more of that. Next up we have the scream, and it looks fantastic. I like this little shaky effect. They're giving the scream a lot of strength there. Now, I don't know if this has any in-game purpose, but there's a few things that they can actually do. So Beautiful Light has a panic reload, so maybe you get debuffed when the thing screams next to you, and you will have the panic reload for, I don't know, half a minute or something like that. Maybe it can draw in more AI to attack other players. I mean, even if it doesn't have a specific purpose in-game, a feature, that thing screaming will be terrifying, and then other players know, hey, the Sheitan is fighting over their other players, so maybe they will avoid them, or maybe they will actually join the battle. And then we have an eating animation, which looks absolutely fantastic, as I like to call it, beautifully disgusting. This might be a healing mechanic. I mean, it would make sense, right? Other games work like that. I don't know, maybe just for shit and giggles. It looks kind of nice, I have to say. Now, the thing is already in-game too. He seems to be a bit taller than your regular operator. Right here, he looks very tall because you're actually standing on stairs and the stairs are going down. You will see it in a second. But yeah, he's a little bit higher than doors. So I wonder, can he even enter the regular buildings? Or will he bump his head? Maybe there will be a crouch feature for the thing. Maybe there will be a second running animation where he walks on all or runs on all fours. That would be kind of sick. Otherwise, I don't know how I feel about, yeah, let's just go in the building and then we can hide from him forever. That's probably not gonna be the case. They're also working on the blood animations, and welcome back, my dear Juggernaut. I have to say, that looks really gnarly. That is a lot of blood. I mean, to be fair, I never saw a monster slice somebody, in real life at least, into tiny ribbons. So that looks good. Very excessive. I like that the blood is actually staining the area. Now, I wonder how long the blood is gonna be there, because that obviously can be a clue for other players. Hey, there's a monster roaming around here. Maybe also the eating mechanic gets rid of bodies. So you can actually hide your slaughter there as the monster. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, that is a very brutal animation, and just look at the sheer size of the Juggernaut. I hope we can play that one in the next playtest. So if you're wondering, there's a playtest coming very soon, I think in a couple days or weeks. You can check out the Discord, and maybe there are still slots open for that one. Next up, we have the PDA. I really like the idea of it, because what the devs are going for, at least this is my assumption, correct me please if I'm wrong, is to have as little info as possible on the screen to give you maximum immersion, right? So if you have an ammo counter, a compass, all that stuff on your screen, well, first of all, you can do an Ubisoft here and just have too much on your screen and have a bad user interface. So they're hiding most of the stuff, or they're shifting that stuff on the PDA. So you have your compass, you can also see your teammates, you have like a clock, weather condition. There's probably gonna be more. You might have an option to scan for, anomalies, monsters, stuff like that. I can see that happen. Maybe we will get different classes, and some of the classes have different PDAs. There's really a lot you can do with that. It looks a little bit big, a little bit clunky, if I'm honest with you. So I'm personally a huge fan of putting all this user interface somewhere where you don't see it all the time, because sometimes I just don't want to see it and have a nice screenshot. It gives you more immersion levels. I think I said it already, but hey. The thing with that is that crucial information still needs to be visible on your screen. For example, how low are you on health, critical condition. You can do this with a bleeding screen or like a bleeding border and stuff like that. But everything else, like checking the ammo, I think I showed it in the last video. You can get the mag out of the gun, look at the mag, and then it will tell you the remaining ammo count. So that is stuff that I like. The way that they're doing this, definitely a thumbs up. Then let's talk about guns. So let's start with the FAMAS. Yeah, you only see right now concept drawings from this one. I'm gonna show you other stuff that is more than just a concept drawing, but it's kind of giving you an idea what guns will come in the near future, hopefully. High rate of fire, and it's honestly a classic gun for video games. Next we have the grip pose. So I assume, depending on the attachment that is on the barrel, you will have different variations on how the PMC is holding the gun. I don't know if that will have any impact in it or if it's just a visual cute little detail. Then we have the FN Mini-Me, which is a LMG, so a light machine gun. It looks pretty good, and it is also already in the game, at least in the testing of the game, right? So the animations are top-notch as always, honestly. Most of them, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. In case you're wondering why it's named Mini-Me, it's the short form of the French Mini Mitrailleuse. I have no idea if I pronounce it correctly, which means small machine gun. The real-life counterpart got produced in Belgium and uses 5.56 ammo. There is also an animation to check the ammo. I have no idea where they're gonna put the ammo count though. Now I have to be a little bit nitpicky here, alright? Sorry. The reload animation, or let's be a little bit more precise, the panic reload animation is kind of awkward, because when I'm in panic, when I'm afraid, you shake, kinda, right? I don't see any shaking in that animation. It looks more like, dang, I'm tired. That's what the animation looks like. I'm exhausted, you're doing a slow reload. I don't really see the panic reload there. As always, work in progress. Alright, I said at the beginning of the video, so maybe that will change. Or maybe they say, F you, Mike, this is looking pretty good and we're gonna keep it the way it is. Fair enough. Next up we have the APS. I'm just gonna be quiet for a second. Yeah, because this sounds very nice and I can't wait to actually hear the gun shoot, because that is not in the clip right now. Yeah, and that right there, this is the panic reload I was talking about, and it actually looks like a panic reload. Okay, that right there, that was pretty awesome though. Okay, let's dip into the gunplay, the point aiming. So what you can do here is you have your regular ADS, you're aiming down sights, you use the optics, but you can also tilt the gun a little bit and then use the laser and do the point fire. Basically, you use the laser for shooting. It seems to be very accurate, and I don't know how I feel about this, because that was one of the issues that I had with Tarkov. Not every wipe, but some of them. Laser hipfire is so ridiculously strong that people didn't ADS anymore up to 30 and 40 meters, and they were just hipfire spraying it with the laser. So I hope this will purely be close range in beautiful light. But hey, there's more. They also worked on the sway improvement and also on some shooting sounds. So let's check that out. Here we are, the gunplay sway. So when you ADS, you always want to have some sway. Not too much, not too little, because otherwise it feels unrealistic. So the optics should match your footsteps, which it does beautifully in this clip. So you can see that the initial bullets are pretty accurate, and then it kind of spreads out. So it still looks very accurate though. Then we have here some normal hip fire, which I actually like because you can see you have a pretty big spread on that one without the laser. That is acceptable because you should, in my opinion, always ADS for accuracy. Otherwise, kind of unfair. Next we have the leaning. It's gonna be the last mechanic that we cover today. And it has now a little bit more rotation. This is something that you can only judge, in my opinion, the moment you actually play the game, and then you can see how all of that feels. Alright, next I want to talk about skins. These right here. So I don't know if those are skins that you unlock in the game or microtransactions for some real-life money to fund the game and keep the development going. For me personally, the most important point right now is that the skins fit the game. The moment I have like pink cat tuxedos running around, or I have an operator with a unicorn helmet, of course it's now a little bit extreme, but make skins that fit the game and then I'm on board. These right here, they look pretty cool. Maybe they also represent different factions, right? Maybe they are different classes. We will have to wait and see. We're almost done with the video, so there's a few more things that I would like to show you. Actually, this is in the Steam store page right now as a screenshot. So there will be these anomalies here, right? These weird things, you know them from Stalker, floating rocks or electricity. So I'm gonna be slightly mean right now. Floating rocks, and I think we also have this one with electricity. This is cool, don't get me wrong, but a tiny bit more innovation. That would be amazing. I would like to see at least one or two things that are new. Completely new. I don't know if you watch my Into the Radius VR playthrough, they have some anomalies, and while they are of course visually, because they're a VR game, not that crazy, there are a couple, for example this electrocution cube that turns invisible, but if it gets too close it blows up and electrifies the whole area. Sure, the electrification is nothing new, but how the whole anomaly moves and stealths itself, that is kind of cool. So yeah, also we can see the Juggernaut right here being in the environment, and the thing is huge. I hope, since we have already an eating mechanic, that thing deserves absolutely a pin down / pounce animation. I want that. Please. And you wanna know why? Because whenever I pounce somebody, I can look them into their eyes. And I can see the terror. And it's gonna amuse me. Very much. And that's it for today. That's a wrap. If you enjoyed the video, I kindly ask you maybe drop a like. If you enjoyed the content, no pressure. I know this YouTuber begging is annoying. Then, as always, big shout out to my patrons. You guys are absolutely not annoying. Thank you for helping me out. You guys are the best and much appreciated. Thank you for watching. So I'm gonna join the playtest in October. I hope I can record some footage and then show you some actual gameplay. Of course, it's gonna be work in progress, and we probably have to wait until 2025 for any early access. I hope it's gonna be worth the wait. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye-bye.